guys, there's fucking air sirens going on. Years ago, 80,000 Soviet troops gave their lives liberating Berlin, ending World War II, and defeating Nazi Germany. Now that was a long time ago, and since then, several generations of Europeans, Russians, Germans, Poles, Ukrainians, were used to peace. They forgot about war. Now obviously a few conflicts have happened since 1945, but nothing quite as bad as World War II. In June 1945, 35,000 Soviet troops marched down Moscow's Red Square with captured German flags in Moscow's first victory parade. The end of World War II, also known in Russia as the Great Patriotic War, on the 9th of May 1945, was a huge cause for celebration, and since then, the 9th of May is celebrated every year as Victory Day. In fact, this holiday is the closest thing Russia has to a true national celebration, like the 4th of July in the US. Now, there's another war that's so different, yet so alike in many ways, depending on who you ask. The war in Ukraine has changed the meaning of the Victory Day celebration for many people. Now that the peace has ended in 2022, 3 years ago, everything has changed. Unimaginable things have happened. Now there's war even on Russian territory, on Russian land. Join me as we go investigate what that looks like. Today is the 8th of May, and I'm on a train from Moscow to Kursk at the moment. Kursk is a Russian city that's near the Ukrainian border, and since the beginning of the war in 2022, it's been under constant attack from Ukrainian drones and missiles. In fact, I've subscribed to several Telegram channels, local ones, that tell me that there are drone strikes happening nearly every half hour at the moment, and we need to seek shelter whenever that happens. Despite the danger, for me, this is a very personal journey, as my grandmother was born in Kursk. In 1941, she was evacuated all the way to Asia, to Ashgabat in Turkmenistan, because of advancing German troops during World War II. Now, 84 years later, I'm going to Kursk, and there's a war there again. Last night, dozens of Ukrainian drones were shot down near Moscow, and over 500 were shot down over Russia in total. Needless to say, we're going into the thick of it. Hey guys, we're in Kursk now. Let's go have a look. I just walked out of the train station and here's already the first signs of the war. This is a bomb shelter. So here's the inside of the bomb shelter. It's mainly being used as a toilet. Yeah, it smells pretty bad here. There you go. First bomb shelter that I've seen in my whole life. We're gonna see quite a few of those here. А скажите, сейчас вот я вот первый раз в Курске, сейчас по ночам как гулять?
Что? На чем как гулять?
Да, ну это как безопасно, да? Что мне таксист говорил, что довольно часто тут прилеты бывают, поэтому...
Ну, люблю это в основном только ночью. Ночью, конечно, лучше не гулять. Но нет, не каждую ночь. Однозначно не волнуйтесь.
Ну, сейчас пойти поесть можно?
Конечно, сейчас можно. Не, ну, в принципе, нормально. Такое время, оно более-менее тихо.
А когда начинается? Где-то после полуночи?
Ночью, да. Может быть, час-два. Не каждый день, не волнуйтесь. Давно не было таксиста.
Ну, таксист, да, сразу меня ошеломил слегка, поэтому.
Нет, конечно, если что, если будет ночью что-то, не дай бог, спускайтесь здесь, на первый этаж, а лучше даже на нулевой, там безопасно.
Alright guys, I'm at my hotel in Kursk now. I checked the news, apparently the last drone strike was about 4 hours ago. So, I guess we're good to go. The night sky looks pretty peaceful from here. Can't see any drones or anything. So, it's time to head out and get some food, since it's relatively safe. Apparently, the worst strikes happen late at night after midnight, so I've got a few hours to go eat, basically. Alright guys, let's go get some food before the drones start flying again. Alright guys, looking for some food in Kursk late at night. Can you see me? Oh, maybe like this. And I've just spotted a Burger King right there. So we're not that far away from civilization here, actually. Let's go see if this Burger King is the real deal or not. Alright, I'm really hungry and Burger King is right there, right in front of me, but you know, sightseeing always comes first. There's a really cool fountain that we should go and check out, I think. Alright guys, here's the fountain. My regular camera couldn't catch this, but here's this on the phone. Looks pretty nice for a frontline city. This feels really surreal. I'm in Burger King, you know, eating regular fast food I could be eating in New York or London, and just about an hour away by car. Soldiers are dying literally right now, you know? And yeah, I'm here eating a burger, just like somewhere in Europe or America. Here you go. See, same thing. Except the difference in Russia is they can get these bad boys for just 15 rubles, 15 cents. So you don't have to get your hands dirty eating your burger. Isn't that something fun? Oh shit guys, there's fucking air sirens going on. Better fucking hide. The bathroom should be relatively safe here. Yeah, I mean, I expect something like this, but you know, when it happens, it's pretty crazy. Just trying to fall asleep, and then all of a sudden I hear this loud noise. Gonna try and see what I can find online, because this is just crazy. I'm trying to get some information. You know, earlier on, the reception worker at the hotel was telling me that, hey, you know, this kind of stuff doesn't really happen, but you know, apparently it does. You just saw it, you heard it, so yeah, let's see what we can find in the news. And here we can see there's a Telegram channel message saying that, yeah, there's an airstrike happening in the region, and you got to go and hide in the location in your house with no windows. So the bathroom's the best I can do at the moment, so yeah, let's see what happens next. I mean, this is just completely crazy, but this is everyday life here apparently in this area. Today, 2 people have died from Ukrainian attacks, one from drone strike and another person from anti-personnel mine that was placed in Russian territory. Yeah, I mean, you know, I was just living a normal life a month ago abroad, not in Russia. And now I'm filming content here in a war zone, basically. So the things that I do for you, my dear subscribers, you know, I really go out of my way for you guys. So please like and subscribe and comment. I would appreciate that. That'd be very nice. I just got an update from that Telegram channel that I follow. Apparently, strike's off. It's safe to go back to sleep. Let's see how many hours of sleep I can get at this rate. I was just about to get out of the toilet, finally, when the same Telegram channel told me that now there's a drone strike. So the previous thing was apparently a rocket missile strike of some kind. And now there's a drone somewhere in the region, a Ukrainian drone. So, I don't know, maybe I'll just sleep here on the toilet. That might be easier. Good morning, guys. Some more air sirens. I'm getting used to this now, I guess. Alright, I'm back in my safe space, the toilet. So as you can see, guys, there's no parade here today, but there is a car rally happening. I guess that's what you get here in the regions near the border. And here you got all kinds of military recruitment posters. So here it says you get 800,000 rubles, that's around $10,000 when you sign up, and a salary of at least 210,000 rubles, which is about $2,000. So not bad for this part of the country, I guess. That's why a lot of people are still signing up every day. Alright guys, I was just about to film a little segment of the street, but the air raid signs went off again, so I gotta hide somewhere. Извините, а сейчас надо куда-то прятаться, просто я только приехал в Курск, как-то для меня это... Я не привык еще к этому, сейчас надо прятаться куда-то, я первый день в Курске, поэтому...
Не надо никуда прятаться, но если хотите прятаться, вот убежище стоит, можете...
А, вот там, да?
Да.
А, хорошо. Но это люди делают или уже все так привыкли, что, по сути, без разницы уже?
Ну, это вот как вы хотите. Мы уже не хотим.
Понятно.
А вы, может быть.
Хорошо, я посмотрю, может быть. Спасибо.
Где-то рядом, где-то. Лучше станьте туда. Я не буду.
Спасибо. So I just asked this lady, and she said that basically nobody cares anymore when there's sirens going off. But she said there's a bomb shelter nearby, so I don't know. I'm not used to this, so let's maybe go hide for a little bit. I think it went off now. I've actually reached the shelter. But yeah, here's another shelter, guys. So, yeah. This is what the 9th of May, Victory Day in Russia, looks like in Kursk. There you go. Let's see if this shelter smells of piss or not. Oh no, this one's pretty clean actually. It doesn't stink of anything. That's nice. It's good to have a clean shelter when you gotta sit in there for half an hour. Kursk is a very ancient Russian city. In fact, it's nearly 1,000 years old, and it's been under attack many times from Mongol hordes, Polish-Lithuanian armies, and even German tanks during World War II. Since the beginning of the war in Ukraine 3 years ago, Ukraine eventually went on the offensive on Russian territory, and within a week, in August 2024, took nearly 1,000 square kilometers of Russian territory here in Kursk region. Then, North Korean troops joined the war late last year. So what is this? World War III? You tell me. Since then, Russian and North Korean troops managed to retake most of the territory from Ukrainians, but there's still some Ukrainian troops left in the forest on the border. So I'm walking throughout the city and there's all kinds of military recruitment posters. Here's another one actually. This is something called Bars, Kursk, which seems to be a volunteer formation. So this isn't quite the regular army from what I understand. These guys get a lot less money than the contract servicemen posters that we saw earlier. These guys only get 120,000 rubles, which is about $1,200 a month, and probably just a bunch of old guys. So yeah, not quite the regular army, but even these guys are recruiting. Everybody's recruiting in the city. I mean, we saw the same thing in Kaliningrad, in Baltisk earlier, so not surprising. There's a war going on. Today is the 9th of May, Victory in World War II Day in Russia. In Moscow, on the Red Square, there's a big military parade happening at the moment. But here in Kursk, on its very own Red Square, there's no parade. I've counted about 4 or 5 air raid sirens going off here since last night. So yeah, who knows what's gonna happen next. But, you know, here's something fun from the Soviet times. Good old Lenin, a Soviet classic. Always there. All this music feels so surreal. You had air raid sirens going off like 20 minutes ago. Now there's music constantly. This is completely crazy. So I'm still walking here on the main street of the city. This is Lenin Street. Lenin Street is always the biggest street in any Russian or Soviet city. And here's something really curious. This building, it's got a bunch of sandbags in the windows, which means that, you know, the drones do land here occasionally. What do I have here? Lobster? Спасибо. Find all kinds of things here. Apparently it's a seafood shop called Kamchatka. I'll actually go to Kamchatka later this year, so see you there maybe, guys. Here's another air raid siren, guys. I think this is the 5th one at least probably today. But yeah, nobody seems to care. Normal life is just going on.
Могу вам всех понемножку, это совсем сладкие.
Ну хорошо, давайте сюда, пожалуйста. Да, всех понемножку.
Штучек вам положить.
Ну по 2 каждый, можно
Не
просто?
мало.
Ну или по 3. Спасибо большое.
Ой, вкусные, очень
Вкусные.
140 рублей, 139. 139 минут.
А я вот только из Москвы приехал. Как вот здесь в городе живется? У вас очень красивый город.
Ой, а вы...
У меня бабушка отсюда была. Я здесь никогда не был. Я приехал
гости,
просто
да?
посмотреть. Да, я никогда не был, поэтому...
Ну, сейчас вот это военное время,
Да.
видите.
А, часто?
Сирены. Да, они через каждые 5 минут.
Да. Я вот буквально, да, услышал уже 5 раз в городе сегодня.
Да, да. Так, 100.
Alright guys, got some apples from the market. And granted, they was telling me that, you know, it's a nice city, but yeah, this is still a war zone basically. Some people are partying pretty hard.
Не, я еще не съешил, я еще не долго съешил. Может, топочку,
The ladies are behind me. They're drinking shots of vodka. Someone's celebrating properly in this city. I found my grandma's house finally. It's on the outskirts of the city, near a train station. Still standing, nearly 100 years later, which is surprising for a Russian building, because most people live in these apartment blocks. Soviet style, 5 stories.
Как русские люди отмечают праздник Победы?
О, оливье.
Оливье обязательно. Вот.
Почему что до сих пор, правда, не женат еще?
Вот,
Но...
вот у нас
Большой вопрос.
Артем, мой сын, не женат, и это прям проблема. Теперь ко всем пристают людям.
Ой, я каждый раз, когда приезжаю в Россию, да, спрашивают, почему еще нет, но...
Новости смотрели, «Бегущая строка». Они сегодня 4 раза хотели границу перейти нашу.
Ого, это только сегодня, да?
Ну да.
Почему только сегодня?
Их же выгнали, вот вся около...
Каждый день.
Нет, это кажется.
Нет,
Самогон.
а что снимать? Бутылка-то обычная. А вот что внутри? Вот
Что
это надо
внутри?
будет описывать и записывать свою речь.
Да,
самому.
надо записать, да.
Ощущение, ощущение.
Российский самогон.
Нет, это просто бутылка.
Тоже 40 градусов.
Его что-то надо разливать.
А это вот прям вы здесь сделали, да?
Да, вон.
О, как интересно.
Давайте еще раз выпьем, да?
За победу.
Да, 3 раза, а потом еще
Победу.
за все остальное. За победу. Ура!
Ура! Да здравствует победа!
Почему-то где-то 40 градусов, как коньяк.
Мощно?
Ну как она? Спой будет.
Мощная штука. Спасибо.
Главное, очищенная.
Слаб.
Ну что, как она
Еще
тебе?
не успел проглотить, ощутить послевкусие, так сказать, а уже запивает.
Интересная
Очень
штучка.
приятная. А что снимаешь пустую рюмку?
Пускай ты к сердцу только никого не допускай. Следить буду строго, не сверху видно все.
Ты так и знай, ты так и знай. Мы парни бравые, бравые, бравые. Но чтоб не сглазили подруги нас кудрявые, мы перед вылетом еще их поцелуем горячо и трижды плюнем через левое плечо.